What up, homies of the interwebs? This is lugnuts.guapo coming at you from Maverick, Harley-Davidson, and today we're reviewing the Sporty 48, which is actually one of my favorite Sportsters. It's definitely in the top 3, for sure. It's in the top 3, and we're just gonna test ride it and give you kind of little pros and cons if you're considering a 48 or a Sportster in general. Go ahead and subscribe if this is the kind of content that you like, and turn in that notification bell. That way you know anytime that we put videos out, you'll get a little notification. Cha-ching! And as well as go ahead and follow us on, if you don't already, on Instagram as Mav Harley, and of course on Facebook as Maverick Harley-Davidson. So I'm just gonna talk the rest on the road. So roll the tape. Pow! All right, Sportster 48. Woo! It just reminded me of the first time I rode one. Very, very exciting. This is an exciting motorcycle. Oh man. So the Sportster 48, definitely more of a city bike if you ask me. You definitely could ride this on the highway, no problem. But I mean, think about it. You're limited to a 5-speed transmission. That's really geared more, for taking off real quick. And then to top it all off, you have this tiny little peanut tank that doesn't give you much range. I think somewhere around 100 miles. So yeah, on the highway you'll be stopping a lot, and you don't want to be that dude. So that's definitely one of the downfalls of this bike. Comfort wise, maybe not the most comfortable if you're going like a really long distance, but definitely it makes you feel aggressive and it makes you feel cool. I dig it. I dig the bars. I dig everything about this bike. Also, the big fat front tire that this thing has is incredible. Now, that's actually one of the other things that I really like about this motorcycle is that tire and that suspension. It just looks so beefy. And the funny thing is, I was talking to one of the techs, and he was telling me the first time that they came out with the 48. He was saying, it's like, man, there's no way that thing handles anywhere near decent because of that big fat front tire. And he was like, man, I was shocked. It was actually really nice. It handles really good. It really does. And it's definitely, again, as I say, in my top 3. And it's just the way that this bike feels. It's amazing. Definitely definitely the way your seating position, you get your forward controllers or semi-forwards. I guess for a Sportster these are forwards. I'm about 6 foot, so just kind of gives you an idea how you sit. They're not, my feet are not quite below my knee. They're just slightly in front, but they're not fully stretched out like the Dyna Fab-Off, for example, or even the newer Fab-Off. I feel like your feet are slightly a little bit more forward than that. But ergonomics, actually not bad. It's definitely a lot of fun. Of course, I've seen a lot of people put like some mini apes, or even switch it to mid controllers. I mean, you can do just about anything with a Harley because, well, it's a Harley. It's one of the most customizable bikes out there. So, should you buy one of these? Well, that depends. Oh, puts a smile on my face every time. should you buy one of these? Well, that depends. Are you a new rider? A lot of people think that because you're a new rider, buying a Sportster is what you need because it's a smaller bike. Well, let me tell you that that's actually not that's not what I would recommend for sure, because these things are top heavy. The center of gravity is definitely a little bit higher than, say, you know, your Gswt or a Dyna or anything like that. So plus a lot of people that are new to riding, they end up buying something like this, and 6 months in they're like, man, this is I'm done with this bike. I need something that can go further, that has a 6 gear, that has a bigger motor. And like, I get it, you know, a lot of people have been there. I've seen it over and over and over again. So don't do that to yourself if you're a new rider. Now, if you've been riding motorcycles and you want something that's like torquey, something that's a lot of fun, very nimble around town, man, this thing is absolutely a blast to ride. It is fantastic. And I mean you can either pick one, you know, use one for a pretty cheap price, or a new one, you know, in the low 10s. And man, these things are great. Now the engine is pretty much bulletproof. It's been around for a long time. The transmission is most definitely pretty much bulletproof. And so maintenance wise, this is not bad. It really isn't. And again, because it's been around for so long, finding parts for these things is just way too easy. They're everywhere. And I mean, again, it's been around for a long time. Man, I really wish I had a road with more twisties, because you could really get the full benefits of this bike. You could really enjoy it so much. So there you have it. I mean, for the most part, this bike is, like I said, more for city riding. I think I said it like a bajillion times by now, but it's true. I mean, if you're commuting on highway and you're going short distances, this is an absolute blast. It really is. But once you're going to like past 90, man, you're really winding it out at that point. And then just because, again, transmission is a 5-speed transmission, and a lot of people were like, what if I put a 6-speed transmission? Definitely you do not want to put all that kind of money in there, because then at that point you might as well just buy something that already has a 6-speed transmission. So the gas tank, again, pretty small. Again, it's more for looks. It looks amazing. I absolutely love it. A lot of people think it's stupid, but hey, to each their own, right? So it's one of those where, like, you can absolutely get a lot out of this bike, or you can be done with this bike real quick. It just depends on what kind of riding you're wanting to do. And that's one of the things to take into consideration before even actually buying a motorcycle is, what are you actually going to ride it? You know, where are you going to ride it? How long are you going to ride it? How, you know, how far are you hoping to take it? And then again, I mean, I have a good buddy of mine that had a 48, and he put apes on it, and he would road trip that thing and absolutely loved it. And then there's nothing wrong with that. Then I can guarantee you that half the time he was hoping he was on a bagger or even a Gswt or a Dyna, and he actually right now is looking for a bigger bike. Now that I remember, but again, it just depends on what kind of riding you want to do. If you're just looking for some thrill and you're short distance commute, you don't really need to go that far, man. Look no further. This Sportster are a blast to ride because it accelerates so fast. Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. Now, of course, this is not a sport bike by any stretch of imagination, so when I say it accelerates pretty quickly, it really does, but it's not, you know, sport bike fast, because that's not how this motor is designed. Well, man, that's fun. This bike is great. Anywho, if you want to test ride this beast, call us here at 972-245-1492 and schedule a test ride, make it yours, and get some wind therapy. That's what I'm talking about. Also, check us out on Instagram again at Harley. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe and turn that notification bell on, and as well as check us out on Facebook as Maverick Harley-Davidson, and check out our podcast where we talk to everybody that pretty much works here and at Longhorn Harley-Davidson, which is also the other channel that I manage. And that is, I'll just go ahead and put that link at the end of this video, and subscribe to that channel as well. And again, our podcast is MLHD on the iTunes app and on SoundCloud as soundcloud.com/ML-HD. In the meantime, get on your Harley and get some wind therapy. Later.